I am PK Siddharth Ramkumar, and I hail from Cochin in Kerala. I did my graduation in architecture. I graduated in 2019 from Kerala University. I studied in College of Architecture, Trivandrum. And after that, in fact, I thought about getting into civil services in my final year of college. And after 2019, I prepared for a year. Then I went to Delhi for preparing for my optional anthropology. And then I gave my 2020 attempt. I'd given 2019 attempt also, just gave the prelims before serious preparation. I didn't clear. Then I prepared for a year. Then I appeared in 2020 attempt. I got in through the reserve list into Indian Post and Telecom Accounts and Finance Service. And then in 2021 attempt, I got into the Indian Police Service. I got allocated into West Bengal Cadre. Then in 2022 CSE again I appeared. I got 121 rank. So no change in service. And then finally in 2023 attempt, I got All India rank 4, and hopefully getting into Indian Administrative Service. So that has been my journey, and like things that have helped me. So there have been multiple things since it's more than 4 years, at least 4 years of preparation, and at least 2.5 years in service. I mean, not like after getting multiple services. So multiple things. I think one of the main things that helped me along the way is that luckily, due to a heavy dose of luck, I believe I was able to get in my first in the 2020 attempt itself. After preparation in the first series attempt itself, I was able to somehow luckily get into service. And then the next year I got into Indian Police Service. So that gave a little bit of confidence. There was a cushion. And then it was only about whether I wanted to write it again, whether I wanted something else or not. So there was this thing that there was some momentum. So that momentum helped me. And then I didn't take a break in between. So there are people who take a break. For some people it works. But for me, I believe momentum was more important. So I just kept on hitting every time. Somehow it fell in place. Everything fell in place this year. Like challenges were there, because this exam, like the sheer numbers of this exam makes it immensely competitive, immensely challenging. Because you are always competing, and then you know that mathematically, like realistically, the chance of getting into the list is very, very low. And then there are about 7 papers. There are 3 stages. In the first stage itself, most of the people get eliminated in the first stage prelims, and then in the mains you have 9 papers, 7 to 9 papers. Then in interview, so there, like at each stage you can get eliminated. Like there are multiple random factors which can eliminate you. One bad day in the interview, one bad question, or one bad paper in the mains. Anything can take you out of the whole game. Immediately, almost immediately. So there were challenges. There was a lot of pressure, and although I had this, I had a lot of drive, like in doing, like reaching where I wanted to be. But then you have this thing that even if you do it, it might not be correct, and whether what you do is right, whether it will come off, whether it will pay off. So there were these like doubts and fears and all that. But then, as I said, luckily there was a momentum, and somehow from 2021 attempt, my GS score was decent. So even though I was not able to write much answers, I used to see the answers, I'll brainstorm some of the things. Like once something works, you have this confidence that okay, then it's only about a little bit of improvement here and there. There's this possibility that it will improve. And then again, so I think probably all that helped. There were challenges, and again, after getting into service also, I feel it becomes a little more difficult in some ways. Although you have the experience and momentum and all that, but then I feel time is less in service. And then in interview also, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I feel sometimes you are not the newcomer again. You are already in a prestigious service. So you'll have to convince them more that you deserve to be again be given a fighting chance in this thing. So there were challenges, but then in all, I feel not so much of a challenge. It was more like I feel most of the pressure and challenges, everything is like created by ourselves. It is all made by ourselves on ourselves. So since I was always busy, I think that was under control. And then I was always like whenever the pressure goes up beyond the threshold, I would go for something. I'll go for a movie, I'll go for a walk, I'll go for a jog, or I'll watch a movie, play cricket, do something like that, and then come back and again give everything. So I did use multiple books for preparation, online and offline. Some of the offline books that I actually used were one, Lakshmikant. Lakshmikant was one of the base books that I started with. Fundamental to Polity. I think that is one of the only constant books that everyone starts with for UPSC preparation. And while all the other books you don't know whether clearly it works or not, that is one basic book that works all the time. And then for art and culture, I remember I read Nitin Singhania sir's book, which was also quite useful. It was filled with illustrations. Like, it was a quick read. I made some short notes out of that. And then I read Poonam Dalal Dahiya ma'am's Ancient and Medieval History book. Also, I did read some NCERT books also to enrich the same. It's mainly about having a good grasp about the previous year questions. 1, 2 is about any one good source of current affairs, like any compilation plus newspaper. And thirdly, I think the static part, like if it is prelims, I think you should focus on the static part. And current should be read like for awareness, so that even if random questions come, if you have a good general understanding about the issues that are in news, you'll be able to eliminate. But then the static part, the polity, economy, history, those parts where conceptual understanding is important, I think there you should focus, like there you should have a clear understanding, a good grasp over things. And then the rest of the things like environment, science and tech, all of that is mostly current things which are evolving. So if you are, following the news, following things out of curiosity, and some compilation just to revise whatever you have read in newspaper, I think that will help. So all these three things, and just keeping it simple.